Hello, welcome to Z Explains BG. I am Z. We are commentating the finals of the Wednesday Night Jackpot. Once again, I am sitting on the sidelines for the finals. I lost to Frankie in the semifinals. Actually, let's put Brad on the bottom, Frankie on the top. Second to last tournament. I think I don't know, maybe I have some chance to make the playoffs, but they're slipping away. One more tournament. If I win, I got some chance to have a chance to make the playoffs or something like that. Anyways, so what's going on here? Both players have like pretty bad positions somehow. Cube's still in the middle, 0-0 9-point match. I don't see Brad doubling this right now. He's down in the race, so maybe there's a different plan. Maybe this is better. Keep the back anchor while down in the race, So yeah, I don't. You're putting a lot of pressure on Black too at a time when Black's board is sort of in disarray. So I think there was something better with that 5-3. Like maybe the play looked at 13-10, 13-8 was better. Here he'd like to safety, but he can't. He can't do it. So. Can't make the 2 either, so why not minimize shots here, actually? Why not play just 15-6, rather than leave, 3 or 4 extra shots? Yeah, maybe he's overlooking it. It's sort of a category of oversights where you overlook moving the same checker twice. Like you see, okay, I could play the 5 in the outfield, say. And then you look around for a 4 somewhere, but you don't think to move the same checker again. I see this pretty frequently nowadays. I mentioned it like several times on stream. I've done it several times, So I'm always kind of on the lookout for that type of oversight. It's also possible he just wanted to be a little more flexible in the outfield. I don't know. Slotting the 6 looked okay because you get to make that point on the misses. Mainly, you're thinking about minimizing shots, though, Anyway, so Black unrolls. Yeah, so Black could reason. I'm not sure about doubling this because Black's position is pretty hard to bring home, but White's position is horrible, So I would have given some good thought to cubing that. Okay, now White's position is a little more together, and Black's position is still pretty tough to bring home. So Frankie doesn't double there. Okay, he's got to leave a shot. White has the blot for 1 turn, so maybe you pay the extra shots now, actually. 13-4, and then probably double the misses, I guess. I'm not sure you can double the misses if you just push the position together, but it seems like maybe he has an opportunity to leave the shot now while White has the blot. Okay, so I would cube this now. Despite the race being bad nominally. So good double by Brad. Frankie's up 17 pips still. I don't like his board, but I don't like the fact that all of Brad's checkers are still alive and sort of covering the outfield well. He's not getting gammon much. Okay, so he takes. Yeah, pretty reasonable, I'd say. I would double for sure, but I guess in some sense the double isn't 100% clear due to the huge pip deficit, so I guess that could indicate it's a take. All right, good shot by Frankie. I would just go for it here. I guess he seems to win the most by a long shot, but to hit. You're going to pay some gammons, I guess, but it seems worth it to me. I wonder if he can actually cube this right away. Like covered dance is like a huge market loser if he hasn't lost his market already. Make some progress in pick up the blot dance could be also a market loser if he makes some decent progress in the outfield. So maybe there was an opportunity in there to try to win 4. Yeah, he didn't even get a cover number and he way overshot his market. Although 5-5 is a pretty decent shot, I guess. All right, 2-1. Okay, so he's given that he's down 0-2, he slots. I would probably still split here. Splitting is right for money, I think. Not exposing another blot where you're outboarded. But down 0-2, you should aim for more gammonish positions. So Brad's play is okay there. But yeah, I would still tend to split. but it's close. All right, Frankie has an opportunity to make his 5 if he wants. I think it's worth it. Pretty huge upgrade in point quality. Great shot by Brad. I assume he's making the 16 and the 7, although 10, making the 10 is decent too. This is better block at a time when black is still sort of in the race, and then a double and something. Score reversed, I would take it. It's only down 4 pips. It's a little hard to convert it into a race, though. I wonder if the score makes this a pass, actually. Yeah, I can't really fault Frankie for taking it, though. Only down a few pips. Decent home front, you know. Yeah, I probably wouldn't do this. Does win more gammons. But yeah, it's a little hard to commit to a blitz here where, like, you have to, like, hit loose later if you want to, like, really commit to the blitz. And black's position is just, like, too sound, I think. So I like how Brad played that one. Okay. I mean, you could get next. Well, no, I was gonna say you could play 9. You could like slot the 8 point and sort of get an extra builder for the 2. But that only really matters if black rolls an ace and steps up, because you're not really willing to give up your 7 point to make the 2 unless black's on that point. So Brad did that correctly. It wasn't worth the two pretty deadly shots. Okay, so this is good. Frankie on roll. I guess he's looking for an ace, although I don't even know he's down in the race. 6-4. Okay, decent shots. Looking for the 1 in 18 shot. Frankie is almost missed it by a pip. And Brad's just hoping to roll anything but 2-2, 4-4. 5-5 works. 5-4 works. Kinda. Not a great roll, but it gets you sort of safe, I guess. Yeah, you could consider ripping 2 here, because Gammon would be pretty powerful. Gammon is 30 plus percent or something. So you're picking up a few percent gammons here at least. So for 3 blot numbers is discounted by a third because black enters. Some extra risk down the line, but not a ton. I think it's probably worth it. Yeah, so I think this is a good aggressive play by Brad. Okay, let's see if Frank plays this correctly. He does. Gets to make full use of his 6s next turn, getting a checker into his 6 points. Let's see if he does this correctly. He does, I believe. Oh, this does duplicate his 6s somewhat. No, this is good. Okay, 11-6 would continue the good technique, I believe. Not that these are big deals, but I do like to get him correct. I mean, why not get him correct? Yeah, 4-4 doesn't work. But yeah, no, he can't get 4-4. He has one too many outside pips to get 4-4, so this is fine. Like, he needs 13 pips to cross over his 2 checkers into the 6 point. And so if he rolled a 16, that only leaves him 3 pips left over, right? Because he needs 13 pips to cross everyone in. So with only 3 pips left over, you can't bear a guy off the 4 with a 4-4. So that's how you can quickly see that you can't get 4-4 to bear a guy off there. So 5-5 is the best you can do, and Frankie's play did that. So that was all very clean technique by Frank there. So I'm not surprised. Why not make your 4 here? I'm not surprised. I mean, Frank's a very strong, experienced player. Yeah, I don't know. He might be missing making the 4. Though making the 8's a nice asset. He saw that he could make the 8 with a 5 and said, "Oh, that's a great asset. I'm going to make it." But yeah, making the 4 might be a little better here. Although, what do I know? Black would have gotten out with this if he made the 4. Yeah, I don't think I considered it though. He might be overlooking a bunch of stuff this match. Oh, great shot by Frankie. Yeah, nothing better than making the 5, I assume. Good. We would pop out with the 6. Hitting looks a little too destructive. Hitting off the 2 points. So yeah, I like how Brad played that. Yeah, I would hit and go to the 2. What else are you gonna do? It rhymes. Alrighty, 52, and then down 2 to 4. Be pretty reasonable to cube this. I think this should go double take. Double take. Double, yeah, boy, he has such nice structure over here, and I don't think the attack is all that potent. On the other hand, black is up in the race pretty huge, so, I mean, I guess I wouldn't blame Brad for passing, but yeah, I guess I think I would still take this. Even at the score where, Brad's up and he should be a little conservative. He's got no other blots flapping in the outfield. I'm going to see if I can set this up real quick. Brad might take his time on this, as he should. Okay, he passes. Interesting. Yeah, I don't quite remember the position, unfortunately. Did black have a 7 or his 8 points? Maybe his 8. Yeah, it might be close. Might be close at the score. This might be it. So for money, it's 0.9. It's worth about 0.9 after double take, which means, I mean, maybe Brad's right to pass at the score, but it's fairly close. No, it's not. It's not even that close. Yeah, so probably good. I mean, I don't necessarily have the right position, but I'm guessing it's a good pass by Brad there. Being conservative, up 4 to 2 to 9. Yeah, it seemed like he had a good handle on it. Alrighty, so 6-5 by Frankie. So he can run from the back if he wants with both checkers. I mean, it's not great because there's still some hits and black is down in the race. So, I mean, if he does the other play, getting hit's not a big deal since he still has his anchor. I might have actually tried the other one. Huh. Pretty good one. It would be a pretty good one. You do the other one, you get missed. It's pretty good. You get to sort of put your position together, you know? All right, decent shot by Brad. This looks okay. I think this is correct. I mean, you don't love playing 6 to 1, but I mean, you want the 11 point, and you don't want to play 7 to 2 either. All right, yeah, Brad's up like 50 pips, but it's a little hard to convert this into a race in one turn, you know? So maybe he's a little too far back. Well, let's see how he wants to play this. He could run all the way, and then, cash the dances. But this seems like a decent play. Maybe he actually has to cube a bad number here. Just by doing this, now that he's sort of partially escaped the backman. So if that's the case, if he actually can cube a bad number there, maybe that's a good play, because it's like here. I mean, here is better when missed, but he's getting hit. He's getting hit a ton, you know. I don't know. It sort of hinges on how strong the other position is when missed. Yeah. Oh, White has a blot. You can take a little chance here, Frankie, I think. In fact, 11 to 10 cuts down on the shots a little bit. I mean, I was thinking 13 to 12 at first, which might be right. But if he wants to save a shot and still get like great builders in the outfield, 11 to 10, because it doesn't get hit on 6-4. It's not too bad. Maybe you play like a man though. Play 13 to 12. White has the blot, not his ace point, you know. So you're not always paying full price of the hits, and then this gives you the best chance to contain that back checker, which is like your main game plan, you know. Okay, this looks like a good play. Okay, so Frankie did go with the containment play. I like it. He's looking to maybe to make his 9 point. Ooh, this isn't good. Ugh, gross. I mean, I guess he could play 16 to 9, but I don't think you want to leave it direct. So I don't know, is he stuck playing like 9 to 8, 12 to 6, and then Brad can double? I mean, it looks like maybe Brad's double should be doubling any play here. Yeah, that's what he goes with. Yeah, I mean, even so, the white jumps, he gets hit, say, he's still winning by a good margin. So I think this is at least a cube, and I'd be a little unsure of the take pass. Although I guess, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's got eights to hit. He's got eights to hit right away. 5-3 is blocked. There's only 4 immediate shots. Oh, crushing. Absolutely crushing. Speaking of eights, oh my goodness. Yeah, it could be something better here. Although 4-4 is really bad here. So maybe the first thing that the problem with this is 1-1 cracks, but it's better to crack with 1-1 here than it is with 4-4 after the other play. So I think Brad did that appropriately. Yeah. Okay. So this does hold things together on 1-1, but why not do this, which also is bad on 1-1, but not too bad, and the spare ends up better. So yeah, I would have played that like Brad. This looks suspicious to me. Once again, 1-1's a little bad. I guess if he rolls 6-6, his play is better. Huh. Okay. I mean, I guess you could have considered clearing the 6 there with the 2-1 for a long-term safer position. His play wins more gammons though. Yeah, like he left a shot here because he stripped his position down. He rolled a bad ace, and then he had a ton of blot numbers. So it might have been worth a thought with the 2-1 to clear the 6. It would leave like 2 blot numbers right away. It would leave a 6-5 blotter, but long term it's safer rather than leaving the strip position and having these bad aces, and there's some somewhat bad 2s also. If the gammon's closed, you do Brad's play. If the gammon's like gin, if you don't get hits, you clear the 6. This seems sort of in between, so it wasn't an easy play. Alrighty, so 6 away, 1 away Crawford after that nice gammon by Brad. God, that 4-4 was awesome. Made Frank immediately regret taking. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so actually, gammons do help Black at the score a little bit, more than usual, I should say. So with that in mind, I mean, yeah, you could play 18 squared, 1 squared with the blots in the outfield. I might have done it actually. Like, it wins more gammons, and you gotta argue it wins more games, Alrighty, Brad with an unclear 6-4, but he can make his 4-point cleanly. Running all the way gives a double shot in the outfield, so I probably wouldn't do that. I would end up doing this, I'm pretty sure. 43. Yeah, nothing better than making the 3, I assume. Good. 6-2, good. 5-5. Yeah, just it doesn't look like there's a good attack play here, so, despite the score, I do what Frankie does. Yeah, I wonder. I guess this. Making the 2 is like completely safe though. There's only 1 shot. That's the 4-4 again. Brad cannot do it this time though. Okay, make it a little tricky here because if Black slots the 2, there's some risk of being counterprimed. Oh, you rolled kind of an awkward number. I wonder if it's right to play 8-4 squared, 7-3 squared like Frankie's doing for sort of good flexibility. Although maybe another plan is to switch to the ace point. Put him up on the bar, maybe push him up. If like if Brad rolls like a 5-6 or something, I guess Frankie's happy to have him up. Have him up higher in the board, less long term danger. So I guess I like what Frankie did. It's just an awkward roll. A good shot by Brad, putting his position together. So it's not an awkward shot. Very nice. Good. Can maybe win a gammon here if he gets lucky. Probably not. Although white should stay back here. I'm not sure about crossing over 8-4, what Brad did. I would have probably crossed over. Seems like it's maybe better for the gammon save. Gammon's pretty remote at this point. In fact, I guess I would cross over twice there just in case. Because it doesn't seem like Brad's play wins. I mean, it wins tiny bit more than stacking the 6. It's a little hard to see how that's going to swing the game, right? He has to hit somehow, and then somehow that slight bit of distribution has to swing the game somehow. Seems kind of easier to see how you could lose a gammon by not crossing over in extra time. But tiny error. Good, 8-4. What's this? 5 away, 1 away post. See if Frankie screws around here or doubles right away. Brad knows what he's doing, so I would just double right away against Brad. Yeah, so the leader at this odd away Crawford score, the leader should pretty much take everything. So it's okay to wait. Hope to get a bad pass later, I should say. Alrighty. This looks, I guess I would hit here despite the score. It's not pure gammon save, it's, I don't know what the gammon price is, but it's not I don't think it's that close to 1.0, so I think you can take on a little risk there with the stronger board. 3 men back already. Maybe. So 5 away, 1 away, post Crawford, cube on 2. Gammon value apparently is only 0.55. It's pretty low. It's just somewhat higher than money, if I'm looking at that right. 5 away, 1 away. Cube on 2. Gammon value 0.55. Which I didn't know, but I know it's not it wasn't close to 1. So that probably makes Brad's play wrong. Alrighty, so let's see, he's played the 6, 13-7 reasonably. He's thinking about the deuce. I guess I wouldn't play 8-6 here, giving up the 8 point and leaving a bunch of shots anyways. If you're gonna do this, why not play 6-4? Leave a few extra shots, keep your 8 point and slot a good point, Seems like it's worth a few extra shots. Especially at the score, you can't be gammoned really. Okay, this looks odd. We could have just made the 2 points. Okay, so Frankie is well up in the race. So 18-16 squared, I think, is 2 of them. I mean, he puts his board together, which is nice, but I don't know, he's not disengaging well up in the race, so I probably would have found something else there. Although I don't know. I mean, filling in the 5 point looks pretty great on the home front. So maybe Frankie had a point there. I don't know. Frankie's play wins more gammons. Alrighty. Yeah, I guess I would not leave a shot here. Like, okay, so you're not putting extra pressure on the anchor because, like, white can always kind of play on the home front with a bad number. Oh, I guess he's thinking the hits aren't like, because white has the blot, the hits aren't that great for white. Yeah, maybe. I would do this. Keep a nice contiguous position. What do you do here? I don't know. Boy, I'm looking for like a reasonable run play, but they all leave kind of double shots. So I don't know, are you stuck playing 9-1 and hoping for a better roll next time? It's pretty tough then. White does have to make a concession though. You play 9-1, white has to play first. So best run play, I guess, is 18-13, 9-6. So yeah, that is the 3. Okay, he might be going for it with the white blot in the board. It's kind of a lot of hidden cover numbers though. But again, well, gammons only go one way. So a lot of time white hits, he's taking on some gammon risk. So this certainly isn't crazy. But the fact that you get to keep a 5-point board, and the fact that white often has to make some concession unless he rolls perfectly. Maybe I would play 9-1. I might be wrong though. I might be wrong. Like if white had a little more flexibility in the outfield, maybe you can justify leaving the shot a little easier. Okay, goes with it based on the score. I guess punished for possibly the right play. I don't know. Maybe we can probably take a look at this match afterwards. Maybe Brad will actually join us. I'd be a little scared to leave anything, although it is pretty important to make the 7. So I don't know. I kind of want to. I mean, I usually play this more aggressively, but given the score, maybe I would actually leave 0 shots there. 13-9, 7-4. All right, but anyways, Frankie enters. Brad's pretty happy with his play. Great shot. Can Frankie roll an ace and stay alive? Cannot. You can here. There actually might be a slightly better play than this because Black's board is going to be crunching horribly now. Like if you clear the 6 there with the 1-1, you don't have to play your 5s and you slow down the crunching. Like exactly what Frank did this turn. Get rid of the 6 points. Now if he rolls like a 5-2, he only has to play 2 pips. So he could have kind of done that the roll before, but the 4-point wouldn't have been filled in. So I mean, there was some argument for Frankie's play. All right, so Brad with the 3-3. Well, Frank is still cracking a little bit. This looks pretty clean. Block 6-6, which is nice. I would have played it like Brad did. 2-2. Looks pretty reasonable here. Pretty reasonable. And Brad is cruising. Not for bruising. Cruising towards the playoffs. I'm kind of jealous. Yep, it's over. Yeah, let's go through this next year. I'm kind of curious. Some of these decisions. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it, but we can look at some of the key decisions we talked about. Okay. All right, let's put Brad on the bottom. Oh yeah, this gets a little thin on the midpoint, I guess. It's 4-1. Be like the usual thing. Like if your opponent splits with a 5-4 in the opening roll and then you roll 4-1, Brad's play would be fine. But I guess because the midpoint's a little thin already, the computer hits twice. And maybe because he's split, there's more reason to hit twice. He's split already. I don't know. I don't remember really where we came in after this, I guess. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Frankie's play looks pretty reasonable, but it makes it a little hard for him to play productively next turn. So the computer wants to sort of think towards the future and get flexibility at a time when, I mean, maybe Black's hitting with all his aces, but he is still outboard and has to give up his awesome anchor to hit. That'd be kind of a nice play there. Nice forward thinking play. Yeah, right away, I mean, Frankie's got to make some. He rolled like an okay number, but he has to make some concession in his position, sort of underscoring why the computer's play was better last turn. Oh yeah, that's why I guess that's why this game got so ugly, you know, because he didn't think towards the future. Oh yeah, well, I don't think he overlooked. I think he was scared to hit against the stronger board. He could leave in a bunch of shots. Sixes are duped though. After hitting. If the board's not too threatening. Yeah, the alternative's pretty bad. So I can totally see why the computer hits there. Ugh, gross. Yeah, I mean 20-13 isn't a great plan either, because he gets attacked, but I guess the computer's saying is better than this awful thing. Oh yeah, this is about where we came in, I think. Yeah, we talked about this decision. I mean, down in the race, so back anchor has some decent value, you know. So nothing wrong with 13-8, 13-10 versus this. Like okay, so he gets away with this somehow. He doesn't have a great game because he's still down in the race, you know. Yeah, the 15-6. Oh, surprisingly, I thought this would be more of an error, you know. Yeah, maybe Brad actually saw this and wanted a more flexible position, you know. Because it's pretty close. Yeah, it's just one blot that I play. Yeah. I would have done that, but yeah, I would have thought it was not that close. Okay, so so there's a decent chance for cube. I mean, what Frank is thinking is his position is so bad. It's sort of hard to come home without leaving a lot of shots, which is true. But look at Black's position, right? I mean, Black gets a lucky hit and he's still not doing great. Yeah, so similar stuff here, right? It's hard to come home without leaving a ton of shots, but okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad to be hit. And if you don't get hit, you're kind of home free. Yep, huge in the race. Oh, once again, Brad doesn't hit here. Did we? I'm not sure I saw this at the time. Maybe I was thinking about the cube still. But yeah, maybe just overlooked this. Ooh, that is a blunder and a half. Or blunder times 5, I should say. I think he just overlooked it. Yeah, good play here with 13-4. You can still double it. Yeah, look at all these missed cubes. Again, due to the crappy home front, you know. Okay, great shot by Brad. Good double. Oh, it is a pass. Okay. Yeah, I was sort of floundering at the time. Probably a pretty solid pass. It's possible I would have taken this one too, up 17. 5-6% gammons because of these two guys. Yeah, I guess you get a lucky hit and you still have a long way to go to win this. Kind of a similar problem to what Brad had before, you know, where your hits aren't going to be worth all that much because the other guy just enters right away and has like a decent game. Yeah, I think we talked about this at the time. I mean, I kind of figured this was at least a cube. I probably would have thought this was a take though. If I was given a cube here, because black is probably going to enter next roll and then have some decent play. Fair number of gammons with 12% gammons. Oh, hey, Brad. Oh, okay, yeah, the 5-2. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just see demons, as you say. You get sort of like scared of the stronger board. For a 4-point board, though, it's a pretty weak one, right? And obviously, there's a ton of upside on the hits. Yeah, so actually against David, it was a much different position, but I made sort of a similarly large error when I should have like split into an attack. I was a little afraid to it and make this other bad play. It was like a point. It was like a .4 blunder or something. So yeah, I know. I definitely know the feeling. You get focused on the danger, and then you don't really think about it in a productive manner. Okay, but anyways, eventually he does cash. Yeah, and I see why you slot here due to the score. It does. It only wins slightly more gammons apparently. So yeah, the computer's still like splitting at the score, even at the score. Yeah. Okay, a good play here, making the 7 instead of the 10. And then good double. Okay, Frankie did take this one. Oh yeah, I thought I might have. I thought maybe this was a pass actually, due to the score being up 2-zip. But yeah, I guess he's not. He's got a great home front. Race is close, and he's not super trapped yet. Like it's not like you have a 5 prime yet, you know. Oh, and you have your 16 point to clear. So all that adds up to a pretty solid take, apparently. Like for instance, if you didn't have your 16 and it was on the 13 and the race was similarly close, I wonder does that swing it? That's like stronger for black, I'm sure. But I don't know if it's a big enough difference to swing the take pass. Like I was thinking of a position like this. Same pip difference, but you don't have the problem of the 16 point, you know. So what is this? Okay, this is close. It close at the score take for money. Yeah, but good take by Frankie. They're up 2-zip. And then yeah, I thought your 4-4 was good. Second best apparently is to make the 4 and the 3, but your play is good. Not attacking. It's blitzing. Yeah, blitzing just isn't the right game plan here. Against the strong board, you've already escaped most of your guys. Okay, you're rolling the prime forward. You don't leave the gratuitous shots here. Frankie's slowly building his board. What the hell's wrong with this? So I would play 8-2, 8-5. Oh, he wanted to keep his 8 point. I see. Yeah, he's not hitting much next turn though. If he knows he's hitting, I guess Frankie's structure is better. It's a little hard to make the 2 and the builder on the 3 is kind of bad. Like I said, he's not usually getting a shot. Oh, great shot. And then, yeah, I liked how aggressive you bore off here. Gammon's fairly close enough, and the risk is slight enough. I like your play. Oh, duplicates aces. Let's go back. Yeah, I didn't see that aspect. I see. Yeah, I don't. I guess he. I think actually at the time I was wondering whether he wants to come up with aces or not. So you're saying, right? He has aces to cover and aces to come up. Yeah, I guess he does, right? Say you roll a 4-1 like you did, and he rolls an ace. Yeah, I guess you do. I guess he does want to step up. So you're right. But yeah, good aggressive bear off here. It's worth, loses a little more, but it's worth the gammons. And then, yes, despite the fact that he entered right away, he got a pretty easy gammon. Good, good. Okay, yeah, I thought I would have made the 4 here, I think. It looked like you played 13-8 quickly, and I'm like, oh, is he overlooking making the 4? But no, your play is fine. Nice and solid. Get the 8 point instead of the 4. But great builders. Good block. Yeah, your play seems okay here, although the computer does slightly prefer 13 to 11. Race is close. See, 1, 2, 3, 2 are double hit numbers, but they aren't that good. Yeah, I don't know. Might have known what you did. He's got this extra spare on the 8s, which without it, maybe 24 to 22 has more going for it. Could say he rolls a 3-1 next turn. You don't get shots on the blot on the 8 point like you would if the 8 point was already stripped. Or another way, a more general way to look at that, I guess, is his attack stuff is more potent with its extra spare here. So that's an argument against 24 to 22. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. It does sort of reduce volatility or play, making the 8. Rather than getting this like strong attack position where you're going to be like hitting it and he's going to be dancing some. So that maybe means like with the advantage in cube access. Yeah, I can see the argument for your play. In fact, I wonder if making the 4s right cubeless. 381. Making the 4 381. The other one is 375. Yeah, yeah. It looks like there's a tiny cubeful effect here. Like it does like making the 4 cubeless. Oh, great shot by Frankie. And then yeah, good. I think I put this one in. Yeah, good pass. My gut said you should have taken this. I think it's a bigger pass than this. No, maybe a little bit. But yeah, given the score, you need to be a little conservative, and his attack is like potent enough, I guess, despite your decent compensation over here. Yeah, so would be a take at the score. Okay, hit twice, make the 9. The computer likes it. Do not have a cube. 5-2, yeah, makes the 16. I'm making the 11 is close, apparently. I would have made the 16 like Frankie did. Okay, on appeal, it's not that close. 2-2, good shot by Frankie, well played. 13 to 7 cubed, 8 to 2. Yeah, looks pretty reasonable. Computer also doesn't mind this too much. Leaves white pretty diverse. So you figured there was enough loose hit on the ace that worked for him to tip it in Frankie's favor, right? Yeah. Yeah, like the third checker on the deuce is kind of weird, but yeah, he does get to hit pretty productively with aces there, for instance. Putting the second guy up on the roof, so it's not even like a bad builder there, you know? Like 5-1, sure, but like even like a 4-1, he's pretty happy to play 2-1. 2-1 9-5 or 2-1 13-9. And the ones actually don't really make another interboard point. So he's pretty well diversified, right? I mean, like twos, fours, and fives make the four. Fives and ones make the one, and like there's some other numbers that like make the three also. Yeah, some of this seemed weird at the time. Okay, so 6-6, but 6-6 is good. Yeah, 6-5. Yeah, this seemed like a difficult play. I mean, I guess I ended up liking this, but I wasn't too sure about it. Like, he's down in the race huge, and getting hit's not too bad here because he has the anchor and you have the blots. On the other hand, this is great outfield control, great flexibility. Fewer shots. So it goes with that. Maybe I thought it'd even be more of an error if it was wrong, but it's sort of okay. Your 5-5 looked good. Putting your stuff together. You don't like 6-1, but there's nothing better. Okay, 6-5. Good play by Frankie here. Making a nice blocking point. Okay, a good play here. Interesting. So it's ultra thematic, right? Because you're hugely up in the race. So you run all the way, hope to get missed, and then cash the game next turn. I think you're cashing next turn. So it seemed pretty reasonable plan at the time. I thought maybe this was an okay plan too, though, because I thought maybe you could double a bad number here, anyways, with less risk, But maybe that's not even true. Maybe it's just too hard to escape here. Like, what's a bad number for white if you do this? 2-1. Oops, sorry. 2. So you'd say he does this with a 2-1. I guess the computer's point is you can't double this. No, it's a double, but that's the key. It's a double, but it's very, very inefficient. It's very inefficient. You're not getting a ton of value from the cube here. Whereas after your play, he misses with a 6-3. You're cashing. You're cashing the game. Again, it doesn't seem super efficient though. So I don't know. I guess you're just up in the race, so you run all the way. Okay, so you're gonna keep leaping after 20. Okay, so. Yeah, okay, so it's more like you're going to keep leaping after 2016. So sometimes your opponent misses, sometimes you hit and get an indirect. I see. Yeah, so if you get hit, it's like you're still kind of hugely up in the race. And as you say, you get some shots. 5-1 misses. So yeah, there's probably a bunch. Yeah, I mean, there's probably a bunch of misses there. In fact, I can tell you how I would count the shots there. Not that it's necessary. Not that it's super necessary to count the shots. So you make Brad's play. He's got 2s and 4s, so that's 20. So double shot is 20. In addition, he's got 1-1, 1-3. So that's up to 23. I think there's no other 2s and 4s that are hit. But then there's two duplicated. There's two additional 7s that aren't duplicated with the 2s and the 4s. So you're up to 25 shots there. So I think it's 25. So one cute thing though, if Frankie owned the 12 point and not the 11 points, you'd actually have 4 additional 7s that hit instead of 2 additional 7s, right? Because because threes and fours only make up one of the sevens, whereas like twos and fours, those are part of like those are part of four sevens and not two sevens. So that's a cute little thing with sevens there. Yeah. Anyway, so what happens? Okay, so he does hit you, I think. Yeah, I like the play here. It's a little riskier than other stuff, but it's super duper important to contain this checker here. So you take on a little risk to get much better building and blocking potential, and a lot more shots if you like Brad rolls a 7 or something. Okay, 3-5. Apparently the computer doesn't like what you did with the 3-5. I would have done what you did, I think. I mean, you're coming out of harm's way a little bit, and you make a 5-point board. Computer apparently wants to do this. Let's take a look at it. I mean, black still outboards white 4-2, and it's only 3 builders on the checker here. So I guess the computer just sort of goes for it. Right, like not only is the blot on the 20-point closer to home, but he's putting pressure on these 2 blots at a time when black has the stronger board. So the computer says you just kind of those are worth enough to like justify the extra like pointing numbers and safe pick and pass numbers. You know, especially because black's probably going to make his 9-point, and like. Sorry, white's probably going to make his 9-point, and black is like pretty well trapped there. So yeah, I mean, I guess I can see it, but to be honest, I would have done what you did. And then, man, I might have made this quadruple whopper also. I might have done this also. Okay, so the computer wants to just do this. You don't roll a 6. He gets to block really, really effectively. He does roll a 6, he's kind of dead. Computer says that's a better plan than playing pretty safely, leaving 4 shots anyways. Now, part of the reason why the equity difference is so big is because the computer sees a pretty strong cube coming up for black, and that magnifies the equity difference. Like if somehow black had already doubled, this play would be a lot closer. Or another way to say that is the plays are much closer cubeless. Yeah, it's quote unquote only a 0.15 error cubeless. But the fact that the cube is like quite strong after this play, and the cube maybe black has a cube here, but it's not super strong. Say the computer says white has this super easy take here. So that magnifies the equity difference quite a bit. Yeah. Damn you, cubeful. Yeah, so apparently like all sorts of stuff is better than I guess 16 to 9. Yeah. Yeah, I guess second best is make the 9-point. So it's sort of similar, right? Better block, but some risk. I guess you would cube that. Anyways, you cube. I mean, it makes a good take, which wasn't 100% clear to me. And then you roll this amazing 4-4, which would have been bad the other way. And then you look like your technique was good here. Sort of minimizing the badness of the cracking numbers. Although actually here the computer wants to remain a little more diverse, put the spare in a slightly worse place. This looked a little odd to me. Like I would have probably done this, but I see like if you roll 6-6 next turn, this is bad. 6-6 plays better after this play. So I know that's just one number, but it's sort of indicative of some blottiness in the position. I should win more gammons though, right? No, I guess the gammon's pretty locked up here if you don't get hit, so it just wants to play as safely as possible. So probably you had a better play with your 2-1. So this is good. No, it likes your play. Oh, I see. Yeah, I thought at the time clearing the 6 might be a little better, but actually clearing the 6 isn't great because it leaves you odd on the top 2 points. It is slightly safer, I think, than your play because it wins slightly more. Like the position I was sort of thinking of was like this. Yeah, now clearing the 6 is sort of mandatory. Right, because you make the ripping play, and you roll like a bad 1, like 6-1. You have a million blot numbers. You clear the 6. You have 2 blot numbers on the next roll, only on the dances though. But if you don't roll the 2 blot numbers, everything is great. 6-1. You play it super safe. But yeah, because of the oddness, after clearing the top point, the computer does like your play. Well, it looked like you navigated it like okay at least. Probably better than I would have. Like I probably would have done what you did here. Keep the spare on the higher spot. 1-1 is sort of is identical both ways. And then I probably would have gotten this one wrong. I probably would have played this. But yeah, your play's a little safer. My play wins a little more games. Yeah, 6-1. Oof. And then and you leave a shot. You do make the safest play here. Obviously, it's the same number of blot numbers either way. It's 11 hit numbers either way. But if he dances, your play has fewer blot numbers. For instance, a 5-2, 6-2 is safe. 5-2, 6-2 is not safe here. And like 4-2 leaves a gap, for instance. So that's why you sort of clear from the top usually, unless you want the checker off for the gammon or something. Like if the gammon's close, maybe actually you do the other one. Maybe. But gammon's pretty well locked up. You split, which is fine, although I think you can actually slot if you want. 6-2, fine. It wants to you make the run that's closer to home. Computer wants to run the other one because of the stripped 8 point, I guess. But it's all very borderline. 6-5, good. 4-2, good. 6-4, good. Yeah, you don't run here, I assume. Good. It's double shot in the outfield. I mean, you would like to get that guy going, but it's not worth the double shot and foregoing your 4 points. Yeah, Frankie's playing decently. You're playing decently. 4-1. Yeah. The funny thing is, I want to see something kind of funny and annoying. Gammon save 2-1. The computer likes to slot, as opposed to splitting and going for an advanced anchor. Like what? This is contrary to like the old knowledge. But another annoying aspect of this, if it's gammon save-ish, like if it's 2-way, 4-way, so you want to play a little conservatively in the opening, so as not to give your opponent gammonish cubes down the line. Now it like splitting. It's all very close, but I don't know. I find this kind of like counterintuitive and annoying. Like if it's right to slot at pure gammon save, at this gammon save-ish type score where you want to play a little conservatively due to cubeful reasons, shouldn't it still like slotting? But it doesn't. But like I said, this is all very close. Anyways. Yeah, so both plays are pretty reasonable slash clear. Yeah, 13-7 is obviously fine. Computer does sort of, well, unappeal extra play. I was going to say the computer sort of locks up the point right, the structure right away in case it hits. But white has no direct lot numbers, I think. Oh yeah, I thought the 5-4 was good by Frankie rather than make the 2. So to concentrate on the important point, making the important point, keeping all the builders alive, leaving 2 shots, but it's worth it. Yeah, making the 3 is also fine here. Yeah, 4-4 I thought was a clever play by Frankie, pushing the gap up higher for sort of more long-term safety. So I liked it. 2-2, 4-2 good. Fine, 5-4. Okay, I probably would have played 8-4, but no big deal. Get the extra crossover with 8-4. Your play wins slightly more. Keeps the builders in better shape. Gets gammon slightly more. Gammons do hurt you at the score, and then yeah, this is super close. But I probably would have crossed over twice, thinking maybe this can save me the gammon. Your play probably wins a tiny bit more. Best for the win, apparently 7-6, 4-2. All right, and then you don't get a shot, but you do save the gammon. Good. So this is 8-4 post. He doubles right away because you know what you're doing. Good. Good. Oh yeah, I would have hit here. I know what you're thinking. You don't want to up the gammons for him. Hitting does in fact up the gammons for him. I looked at this during the match. You can go back and watch my commentary. The gammon price for white here is lower than you think. Even though the cube's on 2, it's 0.55. So it's not that much more than money. So that makes it incorrect. Yeah, it's a pretty ugly hit, admittedly. So you could enter with the 1, hit with the 3, but you don't want 3 guys on the A. So the better hit is 6-5. On the other hand, you got the stronger board, and you are split, so you don't want him attacking. So hitting has a lot going for it. All right, yeah, computer does want to do this, which looks natural. What do you do? Oh, yeah, your play leaves kind of 2 guys back here. This does look a little fishy, but it's not too bad. It's pretty close. Getting the guy over the 3', slotting a good point, you know. Okay, you put your stuff together. Yeah, I did not like his 6-2. Apparently, it's all pretty close. Admittedly, I might have made a worse play than him. I might have done this, where I leave a few extra shots to keep the 8 point and slot a good point. Computer does something similar. I'll leave a few extra shots for like great build potential down the line. But yeah, Frankie's play is not too bad. Giving up the 8 point. Yeah, I would expect this to be a real error, but it's probably better than what I would have done. It's only was it 6 shots? 6 shots versus like my play, which is 13, so it's quite a difference. Still, this looks better to me. Black's position is pretty sound though. Oh yeah, 2 down. Yeah, 2 down is apparently best. It's easier to if you get missed, sort of easier to clean up, and the hits aren't as potent, I guess. Like if Black's hitting, he probably wants to hit at the same time as he's splitting. So yeah, 3-3. Computer doesn't. Okay, the computer likes your play, although it thinks leaving a shot in the outfield is okay too for some reason. Duplicating 3-1, 3-2. Like you don't hit with 2-1 also. You don't. White only hits with certain threes, like 2-1, 3-2, 3-1 doesn't hit. Don't hit. Yeah. Like I would have thought you keep. Yeah. I would have thought maybe you do it at like most scores unless you really fear the gammon, you know. Obviously doesn't fear the gammon at this score. Okay, oh yeah. This looked a little suspicious at the time, but after Frankie did it, I'm like, boy, the 5 point, a nice point to fill in. Actually, the previous roll was weird, right? Yeah, why not make the 2 point here? As opposed to playing 6-1. I guess he's thinking about the spare on the. He wants the spare on the 7, I guess, for the flexibility. I'd rather have the board though. The 2-2. Yeah, I probably would have been able to find this. But yeah, after Frankie did this, I'm like, well, gammons only go one way. The 5 point's sort of a big thing to fill in. Maybe it's okay. But yeah, the computer wants to either disengage with this or this. I used to do this a lot with this type of play because, okay, so I'm up in the race, so I want to disengage as much as possible, right? So that seems to me, this is the original position, that seems to me 18-14. The problem is it's harder to play next turn when you do this. Like it's a little hard to play from 13 and 14 points safely next turn. Meanwhile, you can play on the home front, but then you're going too low in your board a lot. So I've noticed the computer often does this play, this sort of like hybrid play where you engage sort of halfway. Where okay, you can still play from your 6 and 7 points if you want, but you also can play pretty safely from your 11 points. Now it's at a cost. It's at the cost of the 16 point being harder to bring home, but often it's worth it versus this very tough structure to bring home. Yeah, that's what I used to do that. Then I sort of got the picture you should think about. You should think about sort of these hybrid plays that sort of half run. Okay, reasonable. 4-1 is surprisingly close. I guess keeping the better structure. Yeah, I would have done this in a second. Get to make a 5 point board a lot. Oh, he's going to have this tough 5-3 coming up. Curious about that. Yeah, 6-3 looks pretty nice. Keeping a nice contiguous position, just one blot in the board. 5-3, yeah, okay. Yeah, he doesn't leave the shot. His play, I can totally see why he did it. Why he did this play. You leave the shot while black has the blot, and you're hugely up in the race. So I think in a lot of similar situations, this would be right. The problem is it's a big double shot with a ton of hidden cover numbers and a lot of hidden pickup numbers, where black is pretty happy to hit and pick up, you know. And this isn't great. It's going to be tough to play next turn, but you do get to keep a 5 point board for a turn. And it's not like black can like play nicely next turn. He's got to give up. He's either going to make a concession his board or give up an outfield point somewhere. And he doesn't have a lot of rolls that like give up an outfield point and make the 5 point board. So I think I would have been able to find this. And that's sort of how I would have been able to find this. I see. Yeah, so you're saying if you make an inferior play with the 2-1, so the board is somewhat less threatening, and there's going to be somewhat more duplication of hidden cover numbers and fewer hidden pickup numbers. Yeah, there is more reason to make. I agree. There's more reason to make Frankie's play here. I don't think it swings the play though. I will indulge you though. So Brad's saying there's more reason to do this here, and there is. Notice how sixes are duplicated. Ones are the only pickup number, which are also duplicated. And you could argue the board is just a little less threatening in general. Such a big error to do what Frankie did. That I don't think it's right, though. I think you're still supposed to play 9-1, but it's closer. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a bit closer. It's almost right. So good instincts there. Yeah, so it's only 0.02 wrong. Yeah, I would have expected it still to be like 0.05 or more, given how wrong the other play was. But yeah, you do this. See the duplication and the fewer hidden pickup numbers. This wins more gammas than 9-1 does. So this is the final game here. Oh, we didn't okay, we saw that. We saw this, and then you just rolled tremendously. Great shots. 4-3. I would have been like a little scared here, and I probably would have played 13-9, 7-4 to be honest. But I guess the strong board gamma's only going one way, but apparently that's really bad. You're down in the race a bunch, so the computer's saying take at least a little bit of risk for a better chance to contain that white back checker. Now the computer makes kind of a clever play, right? It only gets hit 1 out of 36 as opposed to your play, which is 2 out of 36. And okay, it never makes you're never making like a 6 prime after this play unless you can get lucky and make the 1. But you do get to hit this guy next turn, which is a nice thing sometimes, Dance and then any ace, any 9. Whereas here you only have any 9. And it's only 1 shot as opposed to 2. Great shot. Apparently, if you don't hit in the outfield, apparently you are supposed to hit off the ace. Take him out of the race. Yeah, I like that play too. I'm not sure I saw it either. I saw this, and I saw your play. I do notice the computer this is maybe a little different because you can't benefit from a gammon. But I do notice the computer loves to leave like an extra shot or two to stay back to get like 11 extra shots at the guy on the 12 here in a lot of situations. But often it's because it wins more gammons. Yeah. Yeah, I would probably do this, just get extra builders for the 1. 2-2 plays a little bad, I guess. I think that's what you were thinking, probably. Your play's good. Yeah, I think you thought a little bit about giving up the 7 here. Apparently that would be really bad. Leave 2 shots when the alternative is pretty clean, and you want white to crunch more, and you don't want to give white the 6-6. All right, man. Yeah, good seeing you, Brad. Yeah, congrats, by the way. Looks like you're a pretty heavy favorite to make the playoffs now. I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna play next week and try to catch up. Cool. And then the rest went pretty smoothly. Brad takes this home. That was exciting, pretty exciting match there. A lot of tough decisions. A lot of interesting plays. So yeah, to the viewers in the future, hope you got something out of this, and yeah, feel free to ask questions or leave your own commentary below. And I will see you next time.